Now that you have some familiarity with how to write INF files, I'm going to show you how you can use them to carry out certain specialized tasks. Such tasks we're going to be covering in upcoming segments include adding RunOnce entries for running programs and renaming long files or deleting them, and also adding start menu links, those sorts of things that are pretty commonly done when you're dealing with installing programs. For this segment, we're going to be covering the program RunOnce. You may have never heard of this program before, but trust me, if you've installed Windows 9X, you've definitely seen it. The program is located in Windows System, and if you double click on it, you might notice that nothing really happens. But generally, this program is going to be called by an INF file like this. So let's go ahead and create a new section called RunOnce. And we'll just put it on the bottom here, RunOnce. And this is essentially a registry key that you're going to need to add some entries to. So considering the path is pretty lengthy, we could go ahead and type a shorthand label for it. So let's call this RunOnce. You can share string names and section names for your information. But anyway, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, RunOnce. This is where Windows will know how to use RunOnce to carry out each and every entry that you add to the registry. So, of course, this is stored in HKey local machine, and we'll type in our RunOnce label, and we've got to give this entry a name, of course, and we're going to call it 1, and this is a string, and we'll just type in just some random program like Notepad.exe. Go ahead and save it and install, and it opens up Notepad. You might notice something here. Why is there a dialog saying Windows 98 setup? Well, turns out that this dialog that you may have seen with those memorable animated drums, that is RunOnce in action, or at least it is very much connected to it. And the progress bar is not moving at all. It's actually waiting for the program to be finished. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. And then it'll take care of some business, and then it'll be all done. Let's add some more entries here. We're going to call this 2 and open up Solitaire. 3, we'll open up Minesweeper. And let's go ahead and install it again. Move this over here so you can clearly see. So let's go ahead and close this. And onward to Solitaire. This is a very important part of the game. You have to be able to win solitaire in order to complete setup, otherwise it'll just shut down and you have to start all over from the beginning. That actually sounds like a funny idea. And then Minesweeper. You can load up some help topics if you are really unsure, but mostly in order to play Minesweeper, it's about these numbers. What they mean here is how many adjacent mines there are in a particular tile, and there's like 2 adjacent tiles here and then there's 2 here, but you know, this is adjacent, this could be adjacent to that, but over here in this corner we know for certain that there are 2 adjacent tiles here. So what we can do is we can definitely click on this tile safely, and to make things easier for us, we can right click these tiles to, okay, so that is not actually relevant to this tutorial segment, but you know, if you look up how to play Minesweeper, I'm sure you'll get the idea relatively quickly. Now there is another key within RunOnce that can be recognized by the setup engine to bring up another kind of dialogue, and that is setup. So we'll add setup subkeys to the RunOnce path and then install this again. Now you see we have a considerably different looking dialog right up at the upper left corner. And the keys, or the entries rather, that we gave names to are very clearly visible here. And I'm actually going to look at the registry right now to see that my RunOnce entries are right here. Just to really illustrate. So there's Notepad, that's 1. That's the label of this entry. It shows up here. 2. We've got ourselves some solitaire. And then 3. We got Minesweeper. And once this whole thing's done, I don't know why it adds another entry called System Configuration. Didn't do that in Windows 95, I think, but oh well. Refresh, and yeah. The setup key is gone now, and so are the entries, because we have completed their execution. Of course, you cannot give a label that, you cannot have 2 labels that match with each other, or else one of the programs that you want loaded is not going to appear in RunOnce. So you have to be mindful that whatever you label your things, they don't conflict with other possible RunOnce entries, regardless of whether they're in RunOnce or RunOnce Setup. So go through that. And now let's just combine RunOnce and RunOnce Setup. You see now we have, well, largely the same, but Okay, now it seems that RunOnce Setup takes priority here, and once it hits system configuration, then Solitaire pops up. That's pretty much all there is to RunOnce. A lot of people don't really seem to like it very much, but it can be pretty useful in certain situations. So, in any case, in the next section, we'll talk about renaming and deleting long file names. So, see you then.